Just a heads up, this video is completely unscripted and just completely just me rambling and talking. So if that's not something you're interested in, I don't know. Why'd you click the video? So it seems that Sonic Frontiers is getting a definitive edition according to a Korean website, gaming website. I'm not really too certain about the specifics. They have provided a rating for Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition. Now, this isn't the first time that something like this has happened. Back in 2023, February of 2023, which is insane to think about talking about. Can't believe it's been 3 years. Sonic Plus had Sonic Plus Origins rated in Korea as well. And the following month, they announced that Sonic Plus Origins was coming out on June 23rd. Why does Sonic Frontiers need a definitive edition? To be completely honest with you, I'm not really sure, though I'm not complaining. I think the idea of a Sonic Frontiers definitive edition is very interesting. She's not feeling very film worthy today. Okay, Daniel, it's all right. So, going back to what I was saying, Sonic Frontiers getting a definitive edition is very interesting, and I think it's actually pretty beneficial, especially if you're looking at it from the standpoint that the Switch 2 just came out, and maybe they're looking at a potential update that could upgrade the game even further graphically, maybe improve some performance, improve some different things like maybe fixing the pop-in. I think that would be very awesome, and just maybe even overall rebalancing the entire game and making it feel like a brand new experience for Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers is honestly one of my favorite games from Sonic in a while. I would put it up there with the adventure games because I love the idea of being able to explore and run around in this open zone area, being able to utilize Sonic's speed and just explore and do different puzzles. Like at first when I was seeing the IGN previews and whatnot, I'm not gonna lie, I was not very happy with how the game was looking. It looked boring, it looked slow, it just didn't look like there was much of interest happening within those IGN previews. But after getting the game and playing it, I just fell in love with it. I could not stop playing it. And I haven't gone back and played it in a while, and I think that's just because with a game like that, it's just something that like you experience it all for the first time, and then after you're done with it, it's like it's fun to go back and play again, but like at the same time going back and playing it again, it just doesn't feel like the same first approach. It's not a bad first approach or a bad return to the game or anything like that. It just feels like, you know, I already know what's going to be happening, I already know what to expect, and I don't really want to go back and replay it. I have that same issue with Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey is a fantastic game. Love Mario Odyssey, but I beat the game and I just don't have any like means of going back and replaying it or trying to replay it. I have gone back to try and replay it, but every single time I do, I just get to a stopping point and then just forget about it because I want to play something else. But you know, those are like two separate, completely different games. I'm not comparing them in any kind of way, so if that's something you thought I was trying to do, I was just giving an example of a really good game that I just don't really care to go back and replay versus another really good game that I don't really care to go back and replay. Sonic Frontiers. Top 3 Sonic games for me. It would be Sonic Adventure, Adventure 2, and then Frontiers. Or maybe Frontiers before Adventure 2. That might be a bit of a hot topic. I mean, we recently got the hot topic of colors being worse or less fun than Sonic 06, which I actually kind of agree with. I do prefer Sonic 06 over Colors, but wait, prefer Colors DS over both of them. Checkmate. Not only does that mean we're likely potentially getting some new content, I don't know what to really expect, or if they're gonna change some writing around, add in like new cutscenes to like better tell the story. Again, you know, balancing out different things. Maybe instead of having a thing where like in the original where you got the Final Horizon DLC and it added that like post-game like thing that you could do to access the Final Horizon DLC, rather than it being like that, maybe they'll just streamline it to where they'll take out the original ending and just have it lead directly into Final Horizon, so you don't have to like beat the game once and then go back and you know, do the Final Horizon stuff. So I think that would be pretty fun to have that like streamlined in, considering that Final Horizon is the canonical ending, and it would also would help out with a lot of like clearing up a lot of confusion for those who don't like follow along Sonic lore, or maybe just getting into Sonic the Hedgehog and played Frontiers and then maybe they didn't know about the Final Horizon thing. You know, I think it could be a way to like help streamline the entire story together so it's not as convoluted. And who knows, maybe within this time that they've taken to go in and spruce things up, you know, maybe like an extra story, an extra playable. I doubt it would be an extra playable character, and if it's an extra playable character, it would 100% be like Shadow, because if we're being logical, we had a playable Shadow in like this kind of open zone format, so maybe it could be a ways to like just sort of show what Shadow was doing during the time of Frontiers. I mean, we did have Chaos Island and Shadow Generations, so it wouldn't be, you know, too out of the ordinary for Shadow to just randomly pop up in Frontiers with some kind of like extra DLC. But again, I think it is very beneficial for those who have a Switch 2 now, and considering how they did a definitive edition for Yakuza 0, added in some like small extra new stuff to the game as well as some new cutscenes and whatnot, I would expect it to sort of be similar to that, where they add in more cutscenes and maybe some small little additional things here and there that could help improve the game and overall improve the storytelling. I'm not saying that the Yakuza 0 Director's Edition improved storytelling, because I haven't played it all the way through, and from what I've heard from my friend Fez, it sounds like they actually pulled off another head scratcher. Kind of sucks to see, because Yakuza is one of my favorite franchises. But back to Sonic the Hedgehog. I wonder if we're going to hear it announced in tomorrow's Xbox Partner Showcase, considering that we do have some Sega stuff there, like Stranger Than Heaven being like one of the headliners. We could see more Sega property there, and considering that it is the 35th anniversary, and again, we've had something like this happen before with Sonic Origins, I don't think it'd be too out of the ordinary to see it like just randomly pop up in like the partner showcase. I don't think it would be that soon, because of just like, I don't know, it is like a really like soon-ish kind of thing. Maybe they'll save it for Summer Games Fest or something like that. I think what they could really do is, it would really benefit them if they went in and added like some more, like, I don't know, more platforming around the open zone areas, make it feel sort of similar to like White Space and Shadow Gens. Obviously, you know, you're working with a much larger area than what White Space open zone was in Shadow Generations, but taking what they did in Shadow Generations and like trying to introduce some more elements of that into the open zone areas of Sonic Frontiers to make it feel less empty and less unappealing to some people. I think that would be, again, very beneficial for them, much like this motorcycle going, or it might have been a motorcycle, I don't know. Something that I'm hoping that they don't do is not a repeat of what they did with Shadow Gens on Switch 2, where they did the Switch 2 version of Shadow Generations and they released it as a game key card, provided no upgrade whatsoever for the original version on Switch. So considering that it seems they're allowing an upgrade path for other games that they're porting to Switch 2, maybe Sonic Frontiers will get that upgrade path. I don't really have much else to say. I just wanted to do like a small little rambling kind of thing, just because it's like Frontiers Definitive Edition, what? What are you doing, Sugar? But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, leave a like, and I want to encourage you to subscribe if you want to keep up with more content from me. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and until the next video or live stream, take care.